All right, this is so huge. This is the number one biggest mistake I see people make, and people don't seem to be fixing it either. This message is so strong to you. Jeg synes, jeg tror is very important you get it correctly. I'll show you why. Jeg synes jeg synes du er. I'll show you why. Jeg synes det regner is wrong. I'll show you why. Jeg synes det regner is wrong, and jeg tror du er snill can also be wrong. I will show you now. Okay, it's very important that you get this correctly, and in the end I'll give you a lot of quizzes so you can prove that you understand it. Let's go! Okay, here we go. I'll explain why jeg synes det regner is wrong, and jeg tror du er snill is also wrong in some cases. Let me explain what I mean. The first thing we have to do is learn when we use synes. I will write this because it's really going to help you later in this class to write down this and memorize this. Synes is used for personal opinions every time we express something that we have a subjective opinion. Our opinions about something. But it also has to be things we have tried or experienced. I'm going to explain here, but we need to have those things. Things we can't prove. Very important, those three. Okay? Personal opinions, things we have tried, things we can't prove. Okay? Memorize those things because it's really going to help you. We're going to make a lot of examples on so you really understand this. Okay? Yes. All right. Tror. Facts. We use it for facts. Okay? Things we can prove. I'm saying is facts. Things we can prove. And normally when we are predicting things, like the weather, we use tror. Fact, things we can prove. Things we can prove, for example, the capital of Norway. We have to use tror because it thinks we can prove it later. We cannot use synes here. I will explain now with these examples. For now, memorize these things. It's very important. If not, you're not going to learn it. All right. Spørsmål til deg. I think it's raining. You're inside your house and there's stuff going on outside. And your mom is asking you, what weather is it today? And you believe it's raining outside, but you don't know. Which one do you use? Tror or synes? Think for yourself. Put it on pause if you have to. I want you to start thinking so you can realize when you make mistakes. So you will get it in real life. Jeg tror det regner. This is the correct one. You cannot say jeg synes det regner. It's so wrong, and I see it in my classes all the time. In my conversation classes, I see people when I correct them, because when they speak together and when they speak with me, they are saying this one a lot. So I decided to make a video for them. Jeg tror det regner. You cannot use jeg synes. Never. No, you can't. You cannot use jeg synes. Jeg tror det regner. Jeg tror. Okay, it's because we're dealing with a fact here. We are dealing with a fact. It's a fact. We can prove it. I can open the window and say yes or no. All right, so we have to use her. Tror. Not synes. Synes we can use for, if I'm drinking this bottle of water, I'm telling you, jeg synes vann godt. I think this water, my personal opinion, I'm trying it, it's an experience for me. Jeg synes, personal opinion. Tror, if I'm using tror her, I can't use, jeg tror vann godt. After I drank it, it's wrong, because you have tried it. I'll explain more about that. All right, nytt spørsmål til deg, another question. Maten god. I think the food is tasty. So, your personal opinion, you're eating the food, or maybe not. Look at this. In English, we say, I think the food is tasty. What is correct to say in Norwegian? You might be eating it, but you might also not have tried it. Look at this. Both are correct here. This is my point of this video. So many people get this wrong. Get this wrong because jeg tror maten god, but also you can use jeg synes maten god. Jeg synes maten god. Look at the first one, jeg tror. We believe it, we've never tried it. If I am, for example, in Norway, or I'm in Spain, and I say, I believe the food is good in Norway, for example, but you've never been there. Then, jeg tror, you're predicting, okay, jeg tror maten god. We believe it, but we never tried it. Tror, okay, the food in a new restaurant we never tried. We have to use tror her. Very important difference. Synes maten god is after you tried it. You have experienced it, and you're expressing our opinion here. After the restaurant, or if I'm eating and you say, what do you think of the food? Jeg synes maten god. I think, it's my personal experience, first opinion, synes, Okay, it's correct to say here, tror. It's the same thing if, for example, if you ask me, what do you think about Greece? And I say, I've never been to Greece, but jeg tror det fint der. But I believe it's a nice place. Tror. We have to use tror. We cannot use synes if we've never been there. But if I've been to Greece, or I am already in Greece, I'll say, yes, synes Hellas veldig fint. I think it's very nice. Okay, I am there, I'm experiencing it. Synes! We have to clear this out. Really, I'm getting a bit frustrated in my classes when I say no. So I want to spread the message to the rest of the world so people don't make the mistake ever again. Okay, well, this one. I think the mountain is 244 meters tall. What is this? First thing we have to think about, if it's something we are experiencing or if it's not. If you're experiencing it, or it's more of a fact. What is correct here? Tror. Jeg tror fjellet 244 meter høyt. Tror, think, because, why? Let's go back to the definition of tror. Facts we can prove. The same thing is raining outside. It's not a perspective. A perspective is the water. I'm trying the water. My personal opinion about the water, if it's very tasty, it tastes nice. I cannot say my personal experience is raining outside. That's a fact. Same thing with the mountain. The mountain, you can say it's nice. If there's a question of if it's nice, the mountain, then you can use it synes. Because you express an opinion about the mountain. It's nice, or it's ugly, or it's tall, or it's short. But you cannot say personal opinion that the mountain is 244 meters, because that's a fact. It's like mathematics. You cannot use tror for mathematics. You cannot use synes for mathematics. You can only use tror for mathematics. Okay, I'm going to go through it later. But okay, this one, that's a fact, so we use tror for facts. Okay, we're dealing with the facts I'm reading here. Neste spørsmål. I think you're lying. Du lyver. Is this a personal opinion or is this a fact? I'll explain this very nice now. Okay. The fact that we're lying or not. I believe you're lying. I think you're lying. Look at this. So, jeg tror du lyver. Why is it not jeg synes? You cannot use jeg synes to lyver. You can't. Why not? Because this is a fact. It's a fact that we believe to be true or not. Because later we can find out if you're lying or not. I think you're lying. I believe you're lying. There's a fact to it. There's not a perspective of I express that this is a lie. You cannot do it because we're dealing with facts. Same thing with capitals, or with, for example, mathematics, or the mountain that is 244 meters tall. We cannot. It's not my opinion about it. That's a fact. Okay, we're dealing with something we can prove. We can prove it, or we can find out. There's a fact to it. Yes or no. Think about yes or no. Oslo in Norge. I think believe Oslo is in Norway. Okay, is this something I express my opinion about? Or is it something that it's a fact? Can we prove it or not? That's a fact. That's the question. We can prove it, of course. We can prove it. We can find out later, you're wrong or you're right. Jeg tror Oslo i Norge. Jeg tror Oslo i Norge. We're dealing with a fact that we can prove. Seriously, these are things that's very important we get correctly, because if not, we're never going to sound good when we speak Norwegian, okay? I teach this a lot in my conversation classes, where we drill these things a lot, and I make people speak a lot. If you're interested into becoming fluent in Norwegian, go under and check if there are spots available, and if you information about the course, you can even text me there to get more information about it. But really, if you're serious about becoming fluent in Norwegian, check out the conversation course. We have classes every day, all times of the day. Okay, so go there. Super cool learning environment where we speak, have fun, and learn a lot of super good Norwegian, the correct one, and you get guidance from a teacher as well. Check it out until I give you the next question now. Look at this. Bum. What about this one? I think 2 + 2 is 4. 2 + 2 er 4. Tror or synes? Or both. Think the question you should ask yourself is, if it's a fact, can we prove it or not? Yes, we can prove it. So, bam. Tror, of course. We cannot say jeg synes. You can't. Because we can prove it. we can, mathematics is the pure example of proof. We can prove it. Yeah. Det kommer til å regne. I think it will rain. Can we prove it? I'm sitting outside. Is there an answer to it? Or it's just my opinion? Think about the water. I'm staying hydrated here, guys. Oh, it's nice. Yes, exactly. I taste the water. And my opinion about it is that it's nice. And then you try it, and then you say, oh, I don't like this water. Perspective. This is a perspective. Okay, this perspective of the flavor of the water. That's a perspective. The fact that it's raining or not is not a perspective. That's a fact. Jeg tror det kommer til å regne. We're dealing with a fact we can prove. We can prove it. Bam! It's not a perspective like the flavor of the water. I think Norway is nice. Jeg synes og tror Norge er fint. Think about it. Is that a fact we can prove? Or is it an opinion? Boom. Here we can use both. Think about it. Let's go back with the answer. Even if you think, I think Norway is nice. So here, the fact that Norway is nice, it's a perspective. So we can say, I believe, like I think so. My opinion about Norway is it's nice. Okay. Same thing with the water. The water tastes nice for me, but not for you. So I can think my personal opinion about Norway is that it's ugly. So it's a perspective. That's why we can use jeg tror. I put jeg tror and I get both sides. We have been there. The last one should be Synes, sorry. So the first one here, this one, jeg tror is correct. The other one over here, I cannot point, but it should be jeg synes Norge er fint. Synes, okay. First one, jeg tror. Jeg tror Norge er fint. I can fix it maybe in... Don't worry, I will fix it in the editor. Jeg tror Norge er fint. We believe it, but we've never been there. Exactly, tror. Tror, we can always use tror for things that we believe. Facts. So we can find out later. So we can use both here. Because we can find out later if it's true or not. For us. Jeg synes Norge er fint. We have been there. Okay, something we are in Norway. I live in Norway, so jeg synes Norge er fint. I think it's nice. My personal opinion about it. Okay? Hopefully you learn now all these things. Really, and then take a moment here and go through and make a lot of examples here and get someone to correct you. That's what I'm doing a lot with my students. I correct them a lot. I teach them these things, but even though if you know it, you need to practice a lot. That's why the classes are so nice, because I give you thousands of examples, not thousands, but like tens and tens of examples, and you need to do a lot of times, and then I correct you, and teach correct you all over and over again, because it takes time to get used to these things, because it's weird. It's weird things that we use in Norwegian. It's very strange. Okay, subscribe if you haven't, because I'm trying to grow this channel and make it fucking huge. Okay, so help me if you want. Subscribe really help, like it, comment. Those are things that helps a lot. So do me a favor if you want. I'm going to use a finish line here. Jeg synes at denne videoen har vært veldig kul. I think this video has been really cool. My opinion about it. Jeg tror denne videoen har vært veldig kul. You cannot say that. Because it's my opinion about it. It's not a fact here. It's a perspective. Okay? Hopefully you learn it. Vi ses. Kos dere. Ha en fin dag.